don't follow the rules.
Yes.
And what I'm not saying there is I'm not advocating total anarchy and everyone just sort of ignores it. But what I'm saying to people is, look, often I come across people in organizations who say, we can't do that. We can't do that here. So, well, why not? Where does it say that you can't do this? Where does it say that you can't trial something new or experiment a little bit over here? I mean, there may be organizations that have a rule book that says that you can't do that, but probably not many. And often people end up making more rules than actually properly exist. But can't is a word that I struggle with when people say, no, we can't do this, we can't do that, because I'll always say, well, why not? But they've got it in their heads that there's a rule. For someone at some point in time has said, you can't do that. And then they've made that into some sort of tablet of stone rule. So it's not don't follow the rules, but it's about challenging the status quo. Ask yourself, well, does this rule apply in this particular circumstance? I do get a little bit irritated with perhaps, so jaywalking. So this is quite an American example, but I know clearly there's a rule that you're not allowed to jaywalk in the US, which is clearly crossing the road at a point other than a pedestrian crossing. And I was stopped by a policeman because I did this in Chicago. And I got really irritated because the road was completely empty. I mean, and I was looking left and right, or right and left, whichever way around it was. There was nothing coming, and I was able to use my judgment. And I thought, there's nothing coming. It is safe for me to cross. I am now going to use my judgment and cross. And I happened to be seen by a policeman who came up and gave me both barrels. Not actually in America, that's a bad example, and it wasn't both barrels. He just told me off. And I thought, well, but you're telling me that I'm not able to use my judgment. I didn't see myself as breaking a rule. I saw myself as using my judgment. But on the other hand, he perhaps saw me as breaking the rules. My point is about, yes, of course, there are rules that are there for good reason, but it is healthy for us to challenge them every now and again. My favorite quote by Douglas Bader, the famous World War II Spitfire pilot, was rules of the four, the obedience of fools and the guidance of the wise. I may have got it wrong, that quote exactly, but there and thereabouts. It's like, they're there to guide us, guiding principles. Yeah. But if we just blindly follow them, then we're not probably getting the best out of ourselves, best out of our people, best out of our circumstance if we just blindly follow the rules.